Hey everybody, this is DM Ty, also known as On a Roll. Um, I am here today with a new series that I want to start called Roll With It. And essentially what I'm doing with these videos, I'm going to try and keep them about 5 minutes long, is I want to give tips and tricks to dungeon masters and players, whether it's about role playing, about um, world building, but primarily role playing and how to really get into a character and really, roll with the punches, take everything in stride. And that's what this episode's about. It's about taking it in stride. So as players and dungeon masters, things happen to us that are completely unexpected. Um, a player will decide to take one path instead of another, or come up with a solution that you had not thought of previously. And what I wanted to provide are options for us as dungeon masters, us as players, on how to take these things and just go with it. How to basically role play a situation in a way that your character or your NPCs would. How to act and respond to certain um, simulations, things that people do, actions. How to give NPCs purpose and make them feel real. Um, so first, I wanted to start with players, and I basically came up with 3 tips that I think help me as a character to embody my players, my PCs. The first one is thinking of it as your character, and this is easier said than done. But what helps me when I'm trying to play a character is to really think about what my character's motivations are. I've often noticed that a character who you've developed and who you've thought about, who you've given time and effort to, whether that's writing a short paragraph backstory or talking about your character with somebody else, even whether it's just over a messenger chat or over a hangout, even. It helps you to understand what your character is, who they are, what they want to do, what they want to achieve, which will ultimately help you to make decisions on a dime, just to make that quick decision that comes to you in that option that you're provided. And this is really crucial to playing a character who other people believe. A believable character is a character who will act according to their motivations and try and do what they believe is best always. My second suggestion is when in doubt, roll it out. So people, you see it happen all the time. It's like, oh, I don't know what my character would do, so I'm going to separate it into 2 choices, and whichever one I get, I'm going to go with that. That's great. That's fantastic. And I've done that before too. It helps me to make my character's decision, but I don't think it's as simple as that. I think you need to make both of those options that your character would go through with and still be okay with. So not just like, oh, would I do it or would I not do it? I prefer, would I do it this way or would I do it this way? Would I agree with this person but offer terms and demands? Or would I instead just listen to what he has to say, come up with my own plan, and then just do it anyways? So these little this or that decisions can really make your character into something that is real. Again, it's about being real and believable. My third tip is conversation often reveals intention. Sometimes if you're doubting what your character might do, sometimes it's better to talk with another character about it. Not only is this a huge burden lifted off your DM's shoulders because he wants the characters to interact and roleplay, it also helps you to reveal who your character is through words. Dialogue often is how you build a character best. It's often where you'll find out the most about your character. Will he speak his mind in every situation, or will he be deceptive in his words and do something completely different from what he says? Are his words to be taken lightly because he's going to do something else? Or will he always offer a moral option and a immoral option? Your dialogue as a character really builds other people's perception of that person. So now on to the dungeon masters, and I'm sure you guys have all felt this when a player chooses to go and do something else, a complete opposite path that you weren't trying to allude to or anything, you just weren't ready, or when they'll talk to a random, seemingly unimportant NPC that you did not plan anything for. It was just supposed to be a placeholder. So my tips for this are use your resources. So in the back of the monster manual and a Volo's guide, if you have Volo's guide, there are a bunch of like NPC character class creatures. Like in Monster Manual, you've got like the cultist, you've got like the scout, you've got, I believe there's like a battle mage back there also. There's a berserker. You can reskin these to be NPCs. If they're talking to a barbarian who is, well, just a barbarian. Let's say your stereotypical barbarian. Use the berserker. Use those stats and those abilities, and he is your barbarian now. If they decide to attack him, if they decide to talk to some random elven archer who's with this band that they're following, use the scout. What I love about Volo's guide is that you have those hard to create NPCs there. You've got an archdruid, you've got a warlord, you've got a champion, you've got stat blocks for every single different type of wizard that you could come up with. Evocation, abjuration, conjuration, diviner. You've got these pre-built blocks of characters that are just sitting at your fingertips. Use those. Reskin those at a moment's notice. Take those perfectly built, already made NPC blocks and just reskin it. If you're not ready, just use that. And it's perfect. It'll feel real. It'll flow. But the best part about this, which leads to number 2, is to choose motivations. A character is nothing without motivations. So if your NPC is just going to be, oh, buy this, buy that. Oh, you're talking to me and now you know my name? I don't have anything interesting about me. That NPC is going to be so unmemorable. They won't even care about him. And even if they come back, they won't remember his name. So making a character with motivations, choosing 2 simple things. Maybe one good motivation, one upright and moral thing, and one immoral thing, like revenge, or they are thirsty for power. I don't know. Just choose 2 things that they can do. It can be 2 immoral things, it can be 2 moral things, doesn't matter. Just motivations are going to determine how your character reacts with the PCs. My last tip for Dungeon Masters is when building an NPC, don't forget flaws, gifts, and quirks. When I say this, I mean we all have things we're good at. We all have things we're bad at. And we all have weird things that we do. When making a character, maybe give them one of each of these at first. And then once you get better, start giving them 2 or 3. Whatever you feel like would make this character real. So for example, let's say we're back at this merchant. His motivations. I'm going to say that this merchant has a daughter back home that he's just trying to feed. But his immoral motivation is that he's willing to go to any length to do so. There you go. Now you've got a conflicted character. He wants to do what's best for his daughter, but at the same time, he's willing to scam people out of their money to do it. Flaws and motivations. Maybe a flaw of his is that he's a quirk. He's a really bad liar. Really bad at it. And a gift is that he actually has a moral code. As skewed as it may be, he has things that he believes in. He has things that he will not do. Maybe he won't kill anyone. He will steal from people. He will lie to people, but he won't kill anyone. And then a flaw. Maybe he won't kill anyone, but he's not against hiring somebody else to. So now you've got this character who, if they wrong him, he's going to go and hire somebody to go and hunt them down. If he gets caught stealing from them, he's really bad at lying. Maybe they'll see through his scam no matter what. Maybe he has somebody else who does the lying for him. Now you've got an NPC who you can use in a game just because you gave him motivations, you gave him a stat block out of the back, and you gave him flaws and gifts. One of Matt Click's advices that he gives for quick and simple characters is decide if a character is more witty or more brawn. And then just put +2s in all the brawn and just 0s in all the and all the logic-based stats. This has worked wonders for me. It's helped me make really quick NPCs also on the fly. So yeah, I think I probably went over a little bit, but that's it for episode 1 of Roll With It. Take it in stride. If you like my videos, if you like these games, if you like this, please comment below with any thoughts that you have, any tips and tricks you did offer, and please feel free to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for tuning in, and that's it.